Hey, what's up, everybody? How's it going? This is your boy Zeke from Zeke Speaks. Yo, we got a special treat for you. Don't just spread the word, like, subscribe, and share. So much information, so much content on Bitcoin today. I cannot wait to let you guys see what we got in store for you. So, just as a special reminder, this video is going to be done by my alter ego, Crypto Zeke. All right, enjoy the show.
How's everybody doing? My name is Isaac Boyd. I go by Crypto Zeke. This is our YouTube page. Yes, I said ours. Our YouTube page. This page is to be able to help and assist each and every single one of you. Again, like, subscribe, and share, because this is the first video, but I want to make sure everybody gets the foundation and basics of when to trade, how to trade, different things like that we're going to go over today. So one thing I want to make clear, that before you do anything, you need to do research. Research all what you need to do before you mark up a chart. We'll go over chart outlays, how to be able to go over a chart, what to look for, different aspects like that today. But make sure you're doing your research first. Look at news, the latest news from Citibank. That's cool. I use CoinDesk. Also, I do a couple other ones as well. We'll go over those. But we really need to make sure we look on how we do our research. I'm very big on research first before you do a trade, because if you do not do a detailed research, you will lose money. You're going to lose money. So instead of losing money, let's make money. Let's do our research. Let's go over our notes. Let's go ahead and talk about scenarios, because the more you know, the less mistakes you can make. Recently, there has been a drop in Bitcoin, and it's starting to mark up. As you do see that when it comes to Bitcoin, it's very, 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 very lucrative. It can really jump up. It can fluctuate. It can go ahead and shoot really high and then really, really low. A lot of people are scared to use Bitcoin. They may have the money to buy Bitcoin, but they're kind of hesitant. I get it. I really do get it. It's okay. There's a possibility that you will freeze up when new opportunities come. Don't be fearful. Scared money don't make money. So a lot of people can make money doing crypto. Most people won't. When it comes to trading, when it comes to investing, a lot of people don't. One, they do their due diligence, but they do not really gain the knowledge that they need to when it comes to staying focused, and when it comes to the biggest thing, not being greedy. Greed will kick you behind every single time. So that's what we need to make sure that we really understand. Do not be greedy. So let's look at some news real quick. Bitcoin briefly climbs back above 550K for the first time in 6 days. Let's see why it's been doing that. It's been a big loss since March 2020. Okay. Historically, March is not a good month. If you look back, pull up a chart from TradingView. I'll make one. My markups. Yep, I go by King Zeke. So if you see any charts that are published by me, you'll see. There's going to be times you're going to lose money. There's going to be time that you're going to make money. Let's see what it said in 2020 of March that it went down. The biggest since 2020. So this was the beginning of March of 2020, where crypto was doing that. As I said, down all the way down to here. And then it started going up after the 9th and just skyrocketed a little all the way to May. I just want to keep everything simple and sweet, because there's no reason to make things complicated. Historically, March is not a good month for any, I'm letting you guys know this, for any market. So let's go back to March. Again, March, this area, March, it was stagnant. Once we get into that area, as you can see in March, it ended. April 1st, start going back up. The thing is, we're in March again, had a nice little dip. It went up in February, dropped again. That's why it's important to know the history of what you're trading. The more of the history you know, the better off you'll be. And we can keep going back on and on and on. So we have to be careful in March. Remember that. March is the area that we need to be careful on. If we're in March now, and as you see, every time it gets to March, historically, it either stays right in that area or it drops. This is what you need to do when you're learning how to trade in the markets for when you're doing your research. Look at that huge drop. How big of a drop that is. And we're not done. We're still in March. We're just only, what, 2 days in? And you see the big, huge drop right before, which is February 21st. February 23rd, if you look at the bottom of the screen where the black is at, black and white words and letters. Excuse me, lower I'm saying words and letters, words and numbers with the actual date. It's popping up, but it's a lower high. It's a lower high, meaning this. It was high at one point. It dropped. It popped back up from where it was at, which is your dip. It dipped down, it pulled back up, it pulled down from that high, from this area to another point down, and it's going lower and lower and lower. A strategy that I do like to use called head and shoulders. Real simple, something real simple. Called head and shoulders. You can use this when trading with Forex currency pairs. You can use this in stocks. You can use this in any style of trading. With any market, you can use this. I love trading because you can use your skill anytime you want. So when you're actually first starting off with the head and shoulder, you have to do it has to be an area that price is for your left shoulder, same area as another. So when you make it, and what I mean by that is you're going to go ahead and do your above the highest point to the lowest point that measures up in this area. So now after I've done that, I'm going to go to the highest point up above that price. We actually have everything that we need when it comes to the actual chart we're going to do. Left shoulder is created when you have 2 points of areas that align themselves together. Your left shoulder is going to be created with an even area that's going to be able to connect it. Now, your head is the highest point. And when you're marking up your chart, you may see a double head. You may see one right here. You may see another one. It may go up, may go down, and go right back up and bounce up all the way to the top. That's called a double head. And we'll get into that in another video later on. And then it goes down. And you'll see, like, as you see this, it's going down. However, it's not going straight down. Sometimes you can get that in the market, but sometimes you won't. After it forms the right shoulder is when you get to the trade. That's where the meat and grits of the actual head and shoulders actually lie. So we'll actually, for an example, we'll say it goes like that and goes, and it may pop up all the way like that and then go down. And then it'll hit your actual right shoulder. This is just for example. It ain't gonna always look pretty. Okay, it's not gonna always look pretty. And then it goes and hits that right. Once it goes past it, because it's gonna go past it, we wait. It's gonna break out. It's gonna retest. And then you're gonna trade after it breaks out all the way. And it may not break out all the way like that. It may just come down a little bit and then break out. It's not gonna always be perfect. Never think the market's gonna actually always give you a perfect anything. As you see, that wasn't. That's actually a perfect way to get in the next trade. Keeping it simple. They say the word KISS, K-I-S-S. Keep it simple Stupid. Some people like to say that. To keep it simple, silly is what I like to use instead. Okay. But now let's go back into the actual market and talk about this news. Largest cryptocurrency continued to claw back ground after last week's suffering its biggest loss since March 2020. Now that we actually have seen that March is a big downer for this market. Now it is time to do what we just did, mark up our chart. Okay. Next, and read some of the actual information that it gives you. This information is very important. It's very critical to see what type of news is going on. Latest news on government and crypto relations. Because depending on how the government's talking about crypto, good or bad, it's going to affect how people buy and sell crypto. Because you have to think, influence buys you power. When you're buying cryptos and when you're buying different things, you need to look at these different types of news, like Turkish Finance Ministry to study cryptocurrency with local regulators, right? So the government's trying to regulate crypto as much as possible because they want to get their hands on them. So you need to know these different things being a crypto trader. So simple, but we got to make sure that it is actually what we need to be practicing. Practice at looking at how people study crypto, practicing. All these different things are going to play a factor on what's going on with crypto, if it's going to go up or if it's going to go down. So be very, very mindful of what you are looking for and looking at when it comes to dealing with crypto. It's really important. So pay attention. All this little small things, even the white noise is important when it comes to crypto. So make sure you're paying attention. Government news with this one is Cointelegraph. This is also another one that's really big and will give you a lot of information, lots and lots of information. So Bitcoin is looking like it's going to go into a downtrend. And the reason I know it's going to go into a downtrend is when I actually do the left head and right shoulder. When a head and shoulders is created, it can be small, there can even be big. One thing that I did not go over just at the moment, so let's put this on an hour chart and see what it does. You guys ready? Okay, there we go. Push this out right here. As you see, it's slowly going down. It's projecting to go down again. Boom. I'm projecting it to go down, and it's going to go, as you see, it's going to be a huge drop off. It's already bubbled. And it's time for it just to come. It's time for it to come crashing down. And as you see, where I'm seeing that it's going to go down to 29,000. That's a huge drop. And I guarantee that is going to go into 35. So tell me what you guys think about these markups. Tell me about what you have as your analysis. Because, yo, I'm telling you this now. We all deserve to make some money. Don't you think? So tell me what you guys think.